So, in continuation to the reasons why the Kenyan music is not what we believe, what we want it to be. So I have spoken about the first point, which is language, and I would summarize it as mastery of language. That should be the reason of a growth. That should be the title on how I would phrase on the importance of language in music. Mastery of language. If you're doing music and you do it on a language that you have mastered, and be consistent enough, I do believe it will work. So, second point, that is structure. Structure is very important. Now, most artists, in the growth during the, I don't know, I would say during, with the growth of economies and people brain starting to understand things much more and all that, there's this fight on corporate that is happening. Like, there's this notion that corporate is always the wrong thing. There is a point to it, but again, it has its downside. On the fight on corporate has its downside. Now, when I talk of corporate, I mean the music labels. Those are the guys behind. That is the business behind music. Now, most artists don't take the music business seriously, but then you want to make money out of music. So it is a very tricky situation, tricky position, because for you to actually make money out of something, you need to understand how the money is made. Now, juggling between the creativity and knowledge in how the money is to be made, that is where it's a tricky balance, and artists don't manage to get it quite easy enough for that, if I would say. Now, record labels are very important in the growth of music in a society, because these are the guys that are going to convince people that your music is something. These are guys that are going to actually invest in you and push your music to a further audience. Even with the technological world that we have right now, I still do believe they are still very important. Labels play quite a crucial part. They still do play quite a crucial part. Now, going back to the heyday of Kenyan music, that is the years between 2000, let's push it back to somewhere around 97 to, let's say, 2007, 2008, that's 10-year period. We had music industries in Kenya. We had music industries. And that is why music prospered at that particular time. And the guys like Kenyatta Josiah, guys like Clemo, these guys played a big role in Kenyan music, in the growth of Kenyan music. The Ogopa guys, the brothers in Ogopa, those guys, they played a big role in Kenyan music. They were behind the scenes. Nobody could see them, you could not know them, but these were the fuel behind the music scene in Kenya. These guys put a budget to it because they would get a creative, give him a contract, give him a working space, and actually control the craft. It's very important. It is very important for that to happen, because not only are you coming in to record, but there is somebody with an extra ear listening to what you're doing, giving the opinion, and also guiding on the way that product is going to be pushed out to the masses. Now, another thing that people do not know that these guys are doing behind the scenes is also go and knock on doors on your behalf, open doors on your behalf, put you in places, put you in seats. Yes, they will get a share of that, because truly they have invested in you for sure. It's only right they get a share of that, but the role that they play is much bigger past you, the artist. They play a bigger role in building the industry itself, the music industry itself. We have had stories of guys like the Ogopa guys. They had a deal with This is very interesting. They had an actual deal with Kiss 100 to play their music. So if you're under Ogopa, you're assured mdosi akifurahi na mziki nimetoa in that studio, yeah, I'm gone, I'm out of here. Your song will be listened to everywhere. They will get you shows. They will do this. Now, that is proven. Even the biggest of industries, let's say the biggest market industry that we know is US. US is the biggest entertainment industry. So benchmarking from such industries, you learn such things. That no matter how hard people fight the labels or the corporates, these are the guys that make things happen. They might make much more money from you by doing it, but in the long run, a healthy industry benefits everyone. There's this saying, do you want to own 100% of nothing or 50% of something? Because right now, if you own 100% of a music in an industry that is dead, what are you gaining from it? Nothing. But if you get, let's say, what's the case scenario, 70-30 or 50-50, let's put it at 50-50. A share of a really functioning industry. Guys are investing in the industry. Corporates are coming in for endorsement deals. I do believe in that sense you'll earn more than owning 100% of nothing. And that brings me to the point, which I do believe I blame, at one point I blame Ogopa for what happened to the Kenyan industry. Now, not in a bad way, because the artists at Ogopa, they started, I remember, I don't know which year it was, but they started that argument of Ogopa is inawatumia vibaya, as to see. And it created a particular revolt in the industry whereby now guys started leaving Ogopa, like, oh, I've now left Ogopa, I've now left Ogopa. It was a wave of people leaving Ogopa. And I do believe the guy behind Ogopa, Lucas, I've never seen the guy, I've just heard the name. I think he was not a person of limelight, never in media. He stepped back. I do believe he stepped back. Same thing happened in Caliph. The rift started in Caliph. We are leaving Caliph, we are leaving. Now, within that period, the industry crumbled. The industry crumbled at that period. That is when, it was at that particular time that the Kenyan industry